Hey y'all, I'm Flint.
And I'm Lena.
Welcome back to Queer Dice Rolls, the podcast where two queer, neurodivergent, and chronically ill bards try working out their pasts, identities, and problems one conversation at a time.
Join us as we once again fail our deception checks and share just a little too much.
Hi Lena.
Hi Flint.
How are you?
I'm good. It's been a full day, but nothing a pecan pie can't fix.
You did make an excellent pecan pie today.
Yes, thank you, Alton Brown, for the wonderful recipe.
Yeah, with his spiced pecans that you used in the pie. Delicious.
It's so good. As we said last week, Flint was under the weather, and then we had a very busy weekend. So we're all still recovering, but a pie was needed. So
yeah, I'm still a little under the weather, and then Munchkin caught something, but luckily it's going quickly for Kiddo. But yeah, I'm mostly just growing really fast right now, so I'm just tired.
Yes, I think tired is the "how are you" answer. I would guess, but we made you a little taller today.
We did. Now I can actually put almost all my fingertips over the top of the doorway.
Which is wild. I will remind everyone in this audio medium that me, 5'2", used to be only 2 inches shorter than you, and I'm like a good 8 inches shorter than you.
I don't know. We're pretty close. I'm super close to Z's height, so.
I know. It's a good time.
Yeah, we'll call it good. That sounds great.
I was trying to be positive.
Growing your bones with all the things you're supposed to have is hard stuff.
No recommend.
No.
I would love it if you could, again, one day I will have the spoons to work with some scientists to develop something for people who are transitioning so that they can have those nice things that their body needs. This is a goal of mine.
Well, for now, we can just work off of the adrenaline that we're about to experience.
Yes. Oh, damn it. We should have recorded this earlier and then done all your adjustments after. It would have been
Before and after.
Yes, before it would. It's just like at Disneyland when you're tired and you're chronically ill like us and you're like, I can't keep going. You should have to go on a roller coaster like once an hour and you're okay.
It truly works. It's cheating the system.
Should I just scare you in the middle of an adjustment?
No, I think I'm gonna get enough endorphins from talking about this fight.
Yeah, you'll talk about this, and then you guys will talk to Kel, and you'll have a good evening with some more pie, and maybe you can go to sleep. You know,
the sleeping has not been the problem. The staying awake and doing things has been the problem.
Well, let's get you to sleep. Also, I guess a fun PSA for everybody. We voted today. We hope that you also will vote on the day that this is coming out. Maybe.
Yes, please.
If there's an election in your area. Since it's mostly special election time.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part. I finally watched that movie last year with you.
Oh, no.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
It's so good. But yes, please vote, everyone. It's very important. So, again, we don't have any corrections because my notes were perfect. During this time period, because I had little else in my life to focus on, I think.
I'm hoping we get some interesting ones, from the enemy standpoint, and for this one.
Maybe. I don't know.
Unless Bartis gave you lots of notes already.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, Bartis didn't give me any notes about what the enemy was thinking or what they were doing, their motives. So Bartis, in your corrections this week, please give us some tea about Sun Lee. Ooh, rhymes. Maybe I am tired.
Is that where we are?
I don't know. I thought that was pretty funny. So, yeah, we didn't have any corrections, so we're just gonna jump right back into this, probably my favorite fight of this campaign so far.
Ooh. It's definitely one I think about a lot. So
yeah, of course the Tinder fight was amazing.
Memorable.
So memorable, so special. I think about this one probably more. It was a very special fight, and then there are like a few later that are great.
I think audience. For clarification, the reason we think about this fight is there's some like really scary things that happen in this fight, but also this fight was so many big decisions that we could not take back.
Nope.
This was not like, oh, maybe we'll be able to like do A and then get to B. This was hard line. Are you going to pursue this person or are you going to save this person?
Yeah, it was
you cannot do both.
Yeah, and Bartis was like super adamant about that too. Because like, there's, some parts of the campaign or some sessions where you're like, no, I want to change my mind. And they're like, okay. And this was not one of those.
No. Because of this beautiful mix, like of environment, stakes, and enemy.
Yep.
It was just this beautiful mix of things.
That's a great way to summarize that. Thank you.
So, last we left off, we looked to the horizon and we saw many a geese. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Damn it. Sorry.
I know I laughed too loud and I'm really sorry. Many a geese.
Many a geese. But enough about that.
Zach Oyama, if you're listening, I'm single and I know you're married.
No, we saw winged creatures moving towards us at ahead of a storm front that was like unnaturally fast, to the point where we could, like, Myrth could tell that it was magical.
Yes. And then River sent his key energy whatever over there. I can't explain it right now.
His
sunburst, and then he can like throw his perception and saw that it was a skeleton man and a bunch of gargoyles.
Mm-hmm. And they're actually like stone. It's not like they looked. I think technically they'd be like grotesques, right?
What does that mean?
Okay, so I'm probably gonna get this wrong, but I think a gargoyle has to have a water spout, and a grotesque is just like the same like demon-y looking imp creature, but without a water spout.
I think you're right. Yeah. I do remember like
Fun fact I learned from an old friend, and I never forgot it because I thought grotesque was so much. I was like, why don't we just say grotesques? That's so much better.
It is so much better.
So much scarier of a creature name.
I think I learned that from like Dr. Margaritas, one of my old honors literature teachers in college, who is my idol in every way, and I will never be him. If you're listening, Dr. Margaritas, I love you.
Is that the bit tonight?
Yes. I was gonna say though, gargoyles in D&D are I thought they were constructs. They're not. They're elementals.
Oh.
They're chaotic evil elementals, which is important for later. And
that's interesting.
It is interesting. That's why I wanted to bring it up.
We legit thought they were constructs.
Yes. And I will say a trait that they have in D&D is called a false appearance.
Yes.
So when they're motionless, it's indistinguishable from an inanimate statue.
Yes.
And then I just wanted to point out that they're scary. So they're resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, and immune to poison, immune to exhaustion, petrification, and poisoning. And they can see really far. They only speak Terran.
Yep.
So, anyway, that's your fun lesson on gargoyles in D&D. Also known as grotesques in our brains. So,
and that's just like base stats.
Yes.
Artist obviously like does different stuff.
Yeah, I think at this point in the campaign and back, they had to scale everything that we were running into in the jungle so much because we were so over-leveled for it.
Okay, so they're coming towards us. We have time to prepare.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because, as we stated last time, it's only Myrth, River, and Zade.
Yes, I was gonna bring up that like this episode of the podcast, we're only gonna talk about what's going on with the three of them. We're just gonna stay, and then we're gonna go back to the other
Yes, because
party.
there's some important big stuff's coming up with the other people as well. But so we have none of the people who are dedicated distance fighters.
Yes.
I mean, Myrth has some stuff. Like we each had some stuff. Zade least of all, I believe.
I would say so, because he tried to save a lot of his spell slots for smite most of the time.
Honestly, we didn't know about a lot of the spells he has until way later, because he always was smooting
the newt.
Smoot the newt.
Yeah, because he would use like banishment sometimes, but that was about it.
But we spotted that we had enough time to try to figure out what to do and make a plan, right?
Yes. So like River saw that. I don't think he realized that it was Sun Li yet.
No, it was just a skeleton.
Yeah, it was just a skeleton
man.
with a with green flame eyes riding a skeleton dinosaur.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he
Very
also has his
intimidating.
mount.
Yes. So I think what we decided was that we were gonna essentially like try and hold the bridge and not let them get to the princess.
That's what we were hoping for, because we alerted the rest of the monastery, and the fighters who could fight were essentially taking to the air.
Yes.
Because remember, they could fly and we can't.
Yeah, they're all bird people.
Yeah. And they had like a handful of warriors, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, not very many, and Kayleen wasn't there to cast fly on any of us.
Nope.
So we were like, okay, let's stay on the bridge between the monastery and the princess's house, and because we assumed, and correctly assumed, that they were there for her.
Yes.
Because that's pretty much the only reason that we could fathom.
Well, I mean, we remembered seeing, because we had time to talk. So I remember us being like, is this the Terra people that we just took, Adon's family back from? How would they know where we are? Maybe they're just assuming, since we brought our friend back with us over here. But like, these were just entirely different creatures.
That we've never seen them before.
No.
In this campaign. So we essentially were like, well, let's try our best. And the first thing you did was use one of your spells that is kind of distancy.
Shatter.
No, it says you used Steel Windstrike first, because you can pop around.
Oh, that's right.
And then pop back.
Yeah, I remember debating, because I was like, if they're made of stone, if they're constructs, shatter would be more effective. But they're moving, and shatter is stationary. Like, I remember, like, anybody who's ever played a magic user ever, when it's not your turn or you have time to plan and you're sweating trying to figure out the right strategy with your spells.
I absolutely hate this game.
Okay, so I use Steel Wind Strike first, which is extremely effective in terms of adding mobility to me that's safe. But then I probably landed on the back of one of them.
I think so. I didn't write that down, but
because
I would assume
the way that the spell works is I disappear from where I am and appear within 5 feet of 5 different targets, and I do a huge blow to each one of them. But the spell leaves me within 5 feet of one of the targets, so I would have to be like on one of their backs.
Yeah, it was either that or like, I don't know if we waited until they got close enough and some of them like landed on the side of the monastery or something.
That I would imagine that that's what we did, because I'm not sure that I would have at that point in the fight been so risky as to land on the back of one.
Yeah, like this is the part of the campaign where Myrth starts to do some risky stuff, but not that risky.
Well, I mean, he was always like an adrenaline junkie, but like there's a difference between being someone who performs dangerous tricks that you practice over and over and over again, and the adrenaline of like being able to do those things and what's about to happen in this fight.
I'm just thinking about the Shine Down song on his playlist.
Yes. Literally called Adrenaline?
Yeah, great song. So, I did have the note that this time River heard when Myrth cast it, he was speaking in Celestial, and he said razor sharp wind was the verbal component for that spell in Celestial.
Yeah, because we were starting to figure out after I used, or Myrth used the power word stun, and we figured out that I could speak Celestial, and then we saw that I was like part Celestial. River started like paying more attention and realized that a lot of my spell components I was either speaking Draconic or Celestial. Mm-hmm. So
that was a fun fact for you.
It was a fun fact.
So once they like came over and landed or were like near us, River finally realized that it was Suddenly, which, you know, it's not my fault. I'd never seen him before as a player. I was like, oh, Bartis was like, you realize. And I was like, oh, thanks. I would never have known, because sometimes I don't pick up on stuff.
Nope.
He was like, it's a monk. And I was like, cool. He was like, it's Suddenly. And I was like, oh, so sorry. So he's got this this big green gem in his forehead.
And like flaming green eyes, and he is a skeleton. And the last time you saw him, he was alive.
He was a full-ass hobgoblin. He was like a hobgoblin with red skin, black hair, and dark brown eyes, and he's from south of like the Moon Sea, I think. Mm-hmm. But not a skeleton. And I completely forgot about this. He had on a necklace of teeth, like the hag on the boat had. I
didn't forget this, because I was the one who noticed it. I was like,
of course,
like it was like Bartis was describing it, and then I was like, teeth, like the hag. Because remember, Myrth is the one who's seen the hags the most times.
I know, because you have seen invisibility and stuff,
and they like to boo at me.
Yeah, they do. They like to make you stressed AF.
They like to appear like right in front of my face and shit.
I know. So yes, I remember you like saying that when you just said it again. I could hear.
I was like the hag. Imagine that a few octaves higher, and that was
literally
canonical.
Yes.
All right.
And Sun Lee was surprised to see River. Because, again, he's not here for us. They were coming for the princess.
Yep.
And so he was like, the fuck are you doing here?
Uh-huh.
Which was silly.
River was like, getting in your way again.
Yeah. I do remember saying, like, sucks to suck to him.
Yes, you did. River hates this man.
Yeah, he ain't a good guy. So I think I don't have notes about like this section, because I remembered some of it, I think now. I think we like tried to fight on the bridge.
Yes, we did.
But they were kind of going into the top part of the monastery.
Yes, and Sun Lee himself landed on top of her house.
Yes, with the dragon.
Yeah. I remember that, because we were like, because we were debating on whether or not one of us should be inside with her.
Yes, you're right.
And Myrth was the one who was advocating for that. And basically, like, the argument was, it's better if we just keep them out of the house entirely, because we can't guard both kids.
Yeah.
Right. And then they landed on there and, like, just totally bypassed us. And I just remember Myrth being like, God damn it.
Yeah, and I think, like, I know that we know where she is later in the fight, but I think he like somehow got her to one of the gargoyles, right? In this whole fray. Because then he came over to fight like the three of us.
Yes.
And the first thing that we tried to do was like Zade tried to banish him. And he saved with a 30.
Yeah.
Which is disgusting.
Yeah. Remember that number was one of the times where I was like, I don't know if we're going to live. I don't know if we're going to do it. Like, either one of us is going to die or go down, or we're not going to save her.
Yeah.
We can't do this.
Because it was just the three of us. So we were like, what the fuck are we
It's just totally different strategy with the three of us. Myrth's job is so different when there's just the three of us.
Yeah, he's no longer like control and stuff. He has to be like frontline, basically.
We all had to be.
Yeah. It was just...
Because we needed to kill them before they killed us. Because we didn't have the healing capabilities.
Yeah, so we couldn't play defensive.
And it's not like we could like pick them off before they got there.
No, because none of us could fly. And they were also moving really fast.
They were moving really fast. They were double moving, and their movement speed's like 80 or something.
Yeah, it's something crazy.
So it was very, very fast.
So Zade couldn't banish him. I remember these rounds like feeling so slow.
It was so, because there were so many creatures.
Yes, and we were like laboriously trying to figure out, what am I gonna do? Like, what is the best use of my turn?
Yes. That was the other thing, because we had less resources. Not just like, in game, we had less stuff. We had less resources as players because we only have 3 turns.
And there were at least
We don't have 5 turns. We don't have 6 turns, actually, because George normally gets a turn.
Yeah, George and or Margot. Whoever Kayleen has.
Yeah, so like we have half as many turns as we would normally be using to get an enemy like this.
And if we had like an NPC like Thaz or Alara with us. So I had a note here about the first time, like when River starts fighting him, he like pushes his key into Sun Li.
I remember this, yeah.
So he can like try and see what's going on. And inside it looked like it was dark, cold, and ashen, like inside of a dead star.
Yeah,
how it felt.
Yeah, it felt dead. I remember that, and I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah, because it was like his core, but with no light anymore. Like the same
like it was emptied
structure.
Out. It was emptied out.
Like it was something had siphoned it out of there.
Which makes sense because Ki is supposed to be like life force.
Yeah. And if you're undead, then so it totally made sense that he was the opposite and would like he could feel it when it pushed back at him that it was cold and stuff.
But basically, so for the fight, we kind of did zones. You were on Sun Li. You and Zade were basically on Sun Li and whatever like larger creatures were happening. And Myrth was trying to do crowd control because I was best at it.
Yeah, and so that the other era Kokra fighters could try and attack some of them. Like you were trying to corral them into places that they could be attacked.
So I was essentially I was still doing crowd control at that point, but I remember during the fight, Myrth's brain was just on those kids because there were creatures in that building, right?
Yeah. And I think at this point, like, I know I couldn't see them.
No.
Because
we're fully outside on a cliff face,
And at this, like, when River started fighting Sun Li, they were in the monastery.
Yeah, you guys had, like, moved into, you and Zade had moved into the monastery, and Myrth was still outside. I remember that, because, like, we were fully separated.
Yeah.
So nobody could tell him not to do what he's about to do later.
I think this might have been right before we ran in, but River asked him why he was there, and he said he was just doing his job. Is the only thing he could get out of him.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, we don't know who his employer is.
No. I'm guessing it's one of the hags, personally.
I don't know. I have some other clues later about it. I have a note that he stunned you. And I think that was when you were going to try and help the kids.
Yes.
So he stunned you, and then because we were within like 5 feet of each other at that point, I stunned him back.
Yes.
Using Sentinel, which we did not think was going to stun him.
It was great. I remember like just being like, at least you got him stunned, right?
I think that's what I said. Sucks to suck.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So that was stressful. So me and Zade were like fighting him. You were trying to get to these kids, but I think when you were stunned, the gargoyle that had her came out of the house.
Yeah, so a couple like gargoyles went in to go get her, and he came out of the house and had the screaming princess in his arms.
Yes, and so we were trying to transition over there to help get her.
But all they were doing was preventing you guys from moving.
Yes.
That's like all the stuff, because the dragon was doing something else too that was like, or the dinosaur.
Yes.
Had some sort of like movement slow or something that you guys like could not get out of that building.
Yeah, Bartis, if you remember what that is, please tell me, because I didn't have notes on that. But it was like they were crowd controlling us really well. And then River made a mistake that
You go ahead.
So the gargoyle who had the princess, he stunned.
Yep.
And what happens that we thought we learned from the Tinder fight? What happens? You either, you stop flying or you let go of whatever you're holding.
Nope. Yeah, like he just started plummeting with the princess, I think.
So they just fell over the side.
And this is like a 300-foot cliff, wasn't it?
At
like
least
300 feet, at least.
I think I have. Oh, it was much more than that.
Well, it was closer to 1,000, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because I just remembered doing math.
I know. This was one of the.
How quickly do you reach terminal velocity?
Yeah, I have the math later that no, that's later.
So River made a mistake.
River made a big mistake, and Sun Lee, seeing this, jumped off after. Because he's a fucking skeleton. Who cares? Right.
Well, and he also had already shown some sort of like magical abilities outside of being a monk. Plus, he's got the fall protection.
Yes.
So River can't get to them. Zade can't get to them. Myrth has some magical options, but none of them are fast enough. And so I distinctly remember for like 20 minutes arguing with Myrth, because Myrth's an immediate reaction, and this is what happens, is to jump off the cliff after them.
You were so stressed out. We stopped combat to try and figure out what to do, and you were just like, Myrth wants to do something, I don't want to do it.
Because this moment and what follows is when I realized, and Myrth realized, that he was no longer a regular person.
Yeah. So
he jumped off.
Oh, I do have a note about something that happened before. You did cast a hypnotic pattern a few times.
Yes.
As part of your crowd control.
As part of the crowd control.
So I will say, just so we set the scene, this Sun Lee is falling, the stunned gargoyle is falling, and there is one of the hypnotic, the other big gargoyle who failed the save on your hypnotic pattern is falling too.
Yes, I know there's two of them.
Yes, they're both big. They're the two really big ones. All the small ones are not here. So that is what's falling and what you're seeing.
Yes. So.
What happened, Myrth?
I had several problems.
One.
In D&D, technically, when you fall instantly. You fall the whole distance instantly. But Bardis was kind enough to break it down into instants.
I think because it was
So far.
It was a farther distance than you would technically be able to fall in, what's around 7 seconds?
6 seconds.
6 seconds? Thank you.
Yeah.
It was longer than
Yes.
that.
So it was... I had 1,000 feet. I had Sun Li as a problem. I had the 2 gargoyles who were going to be unstunned before I got there.
Certainly before they hit the ground.
And then I had the princess who has no way of flying that I needed to catch. So we are all falling in a group. And I think what did I tried first was I upcast command
On Sun Li, I think, right?
I think on well, there was. Do you have it written down?
I have written down the big spell that works. I don't have the try before. I thought you tried to do shatter or something to him that would
No, what I tried to do to him was like it was essentially something that would give him, like, I think I tried to do the pattern or like something that would give him disadvantage.
some kind of confusion based spell.
I can't
Bardis
quite
might remember.
Yeah, I can't quite remember, but like I had him first, and I did whatever I was going to do to him as I was jumping off. Basically to try to give him like disadvantage on whatever was going to happen next, because he did I power word stun him? I can't remember.
I don't think so. I think maybe what happened, now that I'm like reading the stuff and putting it together, maybe you cast hypnotic pattern on him and the other big gargoyle.
And that's why they were falling.
Yeah. And like that's why I don't know. Maybe Bardis will remember.
No, there was something that I did that thwarted his plans, and I can't quite remember what it was. But he basically we both tried to do something to each other at the same time.
Yeah.
And I didn't let it happen. I basically won whatever power of wills we had. I can't remember what it was. And then I cast suggestion. I upcast suggestion on both of the gargoyles. So it is still going on in game right now.
Yeah, because you cast mass suggestion that usually lasts for like, 7 days, but you upcast it to last like a month.
It lasts a month, yeah.
And it casts on like everybody in the area, or up to a certain number of people, and so they were the 2 that failed. Sun Li succeeded because he sucks.
Yeah. Because that was the second thing that I tried with him, right?
Yeah.
So all right, you want to give it to me to read dramatically?
Yes, and then the thing after it is going to be dramatic as well. It's right at the top.
Okay. So I upcast Matt's suggestion. I said, catch me gently. Keep me and the princess safe until I tell you otherwise. Was what I suggested.
Yeah, because you only have so many words, and they follow it exactly as like they hear it, like what it means to them, essentially.
And because one of them was already holding the princess.
Yes, they were like falling and had gotten her, essentially. So you did that. You were successful on the 2 of them, so they were listening to you and beginning to do that action, or like would do it on their turn. And
suddenly kept falling.
Yes, and then I forgot about this because I don't remember shit. he tried to cast mass suggestion on you,
Uh-huh.
and you
I
counterspelled
counterspelled
it.
it. I knew I counterspelled something. So it must have been, I tried the mass suggestion on all three of them. He shook it off. The two gargoyles caught us and were under my command. And then he tried to cast he cast it real high too.
Yes. And you rolled incredibly well.
And I, because mass suggestion's a high level spell.
It's a 7th level spell.
Yeah. And so I I counterspelled it. And I remember saying something. I think, did I say sucks to suck again?
No, I did write this down. I know that I missed some stuff, but this was important. So, putting my pinky out, because this is some tea, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You sang the You're a Bitch song that you used to sing at Raston at the carnival.
That's right. We didn't really talk about that. Like, Raston is my cousin who, like, we love each other very much and will die for each other. But at the same time, we hate each other because we have totally different moral values. Like, he stands for the opposite of everything Myrth stands for.
It's big frenemy energy.
Yeah. So we would, like, literally, like, flick each other off and be like, you're a bitch.
Yeah, and so Myrth just, like, sang a little, like, You're a Bitch song at him as the counterspell. It was so good. Just in the air.
Yep. Just being cradled by a gargoyle. It was great.
Yeah. So,
that could have gone so badly, though.
Yes, it could have. We were so stressed. So, like, meanwhile, River and Zade are just, like, looking down, like, should we do something?
Yeah, so we safely have, and very, very important, kids. When you cast mass suggestion, using a phrase like "until I tell you otherwise," super important. Because otherwise, they would have just been sitting there with us, or they could have interpreted it as catch you and drop you, or they wouldn't let you go, and then they would be fighting our friends. Like,
yeah. So essentially that became like pretty much the end of the fight because they were working for Myrth at that point.
yes.
And I think we basically saw Sun Lee go through the tree line.
Yep.
And then we couldn't see him anymore.
Because remember that it was like 1,000 feet to the trees.
Yeah, to the because it's a rainforesty jungle type deal.
And the trees are 100 feet tall, or whatever.
And thick as hell. Like you cannot see through them. So we saw that happen, and then I think River jumped.
Yeah, River jumped down as like a show off.
Well, I mean, I wrote that my max at this point was 880 feet around that I could run. So
yeah, you just ran.
I think I ran down the side.
You ran down the side of the cliff. Oh, I remember because Myrth was like, "You fucking show off."
What?
God damn it.
So Myrth and the princess got taken by the gargoyles back up.
Yes, because Myrth could command them, so he said, "Bring us back up."
And so River went down to look for Sun Lee because we knew like, okay, the princess is safe, and
you forgot to say that like you and Zade killed the dragon and shit.
The
dinosaur and all the little guys. That dinosaur was hard.
Well, I didn't write that down because the stuff with you was happening and it was much more thematically important. Thanks for remembering that. Yeah, so we like took down that stuff, and then when you came back up is when I ran back down.
Yes.
So when River gets to the bottom, he basically doesn't find anything. All he found was the gem that had been in his forehead was shattered and like a pile of dust tucked into a tree where he assumed he had like caught himself on a tree or something. And then I spent like 20 minutes examining this like magical flower that I like thought had something to do with it.
I remember.
I do too. It was not one of my best moments.
To be fair, one of River's closest friends just jumped off a cliff, so not wise.
Yeah. But
It's real different when your past is the one that's attacking.
yeah, it's that.
It feels different.
Yes, and sometimes you just need to look at a flower for a while
Yeah,
after.
no joke.
Poor buddy.
So if I thought the princess was bad before, good gods, she. So now Myrth is her hero, and has to be like, what did she say? Like her knight or her personal guard,
Something like that.
something like that.
Bardis might remember the exact term, but or I don't know, maybe Buck does.
But I was able to. So Myrth was able to command the remaining two gargoyles to guard the monastery. So they now are on a couple of the perches that were not used as much,
Yes.
defending in case we weren't sure where any of this came from.
No.
Who cast the spell? Like, I do remember that the spell reminded me of the hag's magic, was what I got from it. So we were really worried that we were going to leave this monastery the next day and they were just going to get demolished. So
Yeah. And I know like the we won't talk about it now cuz it's in like the next in-game session that River thought about, but he discovered something about maybe what was going on with them. But it was later. So at this point we were just like, we don't know what the fuck is going on, and we don't want all these poor Aarakocra to die. Right? These poor people. So that we kind of reconvened in the there's like the top level of the monastery that's like on level with the bridge and the princess's house, and then it was like the level right underneath it, I think.
Yes.
Is where we reconvened with like Ashara and everybody who was.
And that's where I set the gargoyles up.
Yes.
We did debate. I remember this. We did debate because I had command over them loosely. But they were kind of stuck in defend. We debated whether or not we should ask them to go back to where they came from to see where they came from.
Yes. But they were very dumb.
Oh my god.
Like, that was part of the issue that you had.
Yeah, so I made it seem like it was nice and smooth. It was not.
It was
nice
not.
and smooth. Luckily, I used simple enough suggestion from like past experience that the first suggestion took, but getting them to fly us back up took me like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it took a long time. I think
Like,
that.
I mean in game, like Myrth's time, 10 minutes. Like
Yes.
of him trying to different ways of talking to them to get them to do something.
I think this is part of the reason I was able to look at a flower for 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was bananas. Because they are not intelligent.
No, I've got it pulled up here. Their intelligence is a 6.
Yeah, so they
So
were
a -2.
just intelligent enough. Hey. Sorry, that was a kata. They were just intelligent enough for the spell to work.
Yeah, I think if they would have been like a point or two lower, it wouldn't have even taken at all.
Yeah, it's because they were capable of speech, so.
God. It was just.
It's so funny because now that we've summarized it, it feels so short.
But it wasn't. It was like one of the longest sessions we ever played.
Because, like, we were. You mean you really we glossed over a lot of what happened inside the monastery itself.
I know. I didn't have any specific notes on it. I had specific notes on the things that we talked about, essentially.
And all that stuff with, like, Myrth on the outside and jumping and all of that, it took forever.
It did.
At least, like, for us, like, in real time. It was instantaneous in the game, but
there was so much, like, math that you had to do.
So I was like, before I go splat, am I going to be able to do anything? Because the idea was that because we're all falling, he hoped that he would be able to, his initial plan was, and I don't know if I told you guys this.
I don't know.
To dimension door to her and then teleport back up.
Yes, you did. Like, I think, like, kind of what happened was you were like, I think I know what Myrth is going to do. I don't want to do it. I want to do this plan. And you were like, Myrth isn't going to let me do it, essentially.
Well, I think the problem was that because of the way our turns were, I wasn't going to have an opportunity if I dimension doored to her.
Because she would have fallen too far? Because it's, what, 500 feet?
Well, I wasn't going to have an opportunity because the other the gargoyles were going to wake up. Also, she was still being held by one of them. And so, like, again, it's one of those things where, like, in that, 20-minute span where I was arguing with myself and everybody else was having their turn and I was, like, trying to come up with a plan, there was just... Because he has so many options for stuff like that. But, I mean, this truly was, for both him and me, when I was like... He's not a regular dude. Like, I know that, but, like, Myrth was just like, I'm not a normal person anymore. Normal people can't do that. Right?
Normal people can't dive off a 1,000-foot cliff and magically get 2 gargoyles to fly them back up.
Well, I mean, his thought ended with, normal people can't dive off a 1,000-foot cliff and survive. It's not how it works, right? So the fact that he even considered this like a viable option during a fight as like a strategy.
And it was his first thought. Was, I'm going to jump.
Well, like his first thought because it was really interesting being in his head during fights because he's so different during fights because all he wants to do is make sure everybody's okay. So like, he's like, I'm powerful enough. I have enough capability to jump off this cliff and save her. I can save her. Because that was one of the things that River's like, I can't get to her. Because you were talking about running down the cliff. Yeah. And Myrth was like, I can save her. And so there's a level of... It's like with his performances, right? His self-esteem is only a problem when he's not on the stage. Mm-hmm. And what are fights if not a stage?
Exactly. It's like, I feel like, you've said this is when he realized, like, he's not a normal person, but also I feel like this is when he truly, fully embraced that a fight is just another form of stage.
This is when things started to get weird, because then he got more creative.
Yes, he did. I can think of so many instances, like, right after this. One of which I think we'll talk about in the next episode.
Probably.
But, I feel like this really opened up his possibilities because he was just like, it's performance improv, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it was really, really cool. And that, I think about too, like, all the, combo moves River and Myrth did.
Yes, because he started to think of it like, again, like he was on stage with other people. So... of course he would perform with you, right? So it's really interesting because I do genuinely try to, like, there's some level always of, like, me choosing moves and things like that, but I try really hard to, like, let him decide how he uses them. And it was really cool when this started to open up and it starts to get weird because, I mean, high-level magic is so weird.
It's so, what's the word, like, open to interpretation.
Yeah, and it really is so... Sure, there's the rules as written and there's the spell as it's written, but, like, the way you implement those spells is so interesting. It's one of my favorite things about, like, letting people get to higher levels is... every character, like, you could have 2 bards that have the exact same spells, and they're going to use them extremely differently.
Right, like, I know, for example, when I'm looking at spells for Mercutio and stuff like that, thinking about him using mass suggestion, my first thought would be that he would never use it in a fight. Right? Like,
really?
No.
That's fascinating.
Because he has so many spells that are, like...
Oh, that's true.
That'll fuck you up.
That's the difference. Like, we've had a lot of fun talks about that. I can't wait to, like, introduce Mercutio, like, more.
Sorry.
But no, I like it's a good point of conversation is Myrth's not a violent person.
No, he is not.
So he doesn't have violent spells until later for reasons. But he doesn't have a lot of violent spells, so he has to be really creative with spells that are controlling.
Exactly.
Or more like influencing you.
It's
right?
it's an extension of what he does as a person, right? Mercutio has spells that will fucking kill you.
Yes. I mean, they're nasty. What's the one that you just took that's like...
It's an Unearthed Arcana spell. Let me pull up my my spell document.
It's so wonderful for the flavor of Mercutio.
I know. I'm gonna read it. I have it right here.
Just
let me pull it. Yeah, let me pull it up. It's in my spell list document.
But it really is interesting because we're gonna see others. Because as I've said, I've always picked his spells be based on things that happen to him, and there's some stuff that happens to him that heavily influences his highest level spells, and those are very like you wouldn't be able to guess right now what those are.
Poor baby.
I know, because they are some dark influences.
Okay, I have it.
I'm ready.
So, the spell is called Ego Whip.
There it is.
And it's a Unearthed Arcana spell, which means that like it's not published in a book, right? Like people.
Well, these are things that sometimes can become like official, but it's like the stuff they're testing out. It's like the Void for Daggerheart.
It's like playtest stuff.
Yeah.
So. Oh, I can't. It's in my spell cards that I got made for him. Oh, I remember what it is because I changed one word in the definition, and I will just say that word. So the description is: you lash the mind of one creature you can see within range, filling it with self-doubt. Is the word that I changed.
I allowed that. That was a thing that we. That's evil.
So it's.
It's also so fun for me as the DM, which is why I allowed you to change that word.
Yeah.
Because it's so fun. Like, what does that mean for that enemy?
Yeah, because it's supposed to be despair, and we thought, especially for him, self-doubt's so much better. So it sucks because it's an intelligence save, so a lot of things are gonna just fucking suffer. And then if you don't save, you suffer disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws, and you cannot cast spells.
Yep, it's great. It's a great spell. But Myrth would never take anything like that.
No. And Ego Whip is a 4th level spell. Myrth would never take something like that at 4th level.
Nope.
Like 4th level spells.
Yeah, the stuff that he takes later is going to be... You guys are going to be really interested.
Y'all going to be shocked.
Yeah. It's because of some stuff that we run into that has to do with other people's pasts.
Yeah.
That really fucks them up. I have no better words for it than that. But anyway, now you guys know the fight that we think about the most because it was crazy.
There was so many stress chemicals running through my body during this fight.
We had very clear options of, are we going to let these people in this monastery die? Because that's what they did, was they divided our attention. Yeah. There were only 3 of us, and the majority of them went after the denizens of the monastery and were trying to... I mean, they did kill some people.
They killed a few of them, they did. They injured a lot of them.
And they were also going after the princess at the same time, and the prince... And luckily the prince hid, so he was safe.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of strategy. It was a lot of really stressful decisions.
Yeah, and if you wouldn't have been able to mass suggest those gargoyles and then get them to protect, like, they probably would have killed so many more of those Aarakocra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because remember, the 2 baddies were left. Like, we had Sunli and the undead dinosaur, and then we had the next hardest enemies were 2 large gargoyles, and then there were a bunch of small ones. Yeah. And the large gargoyles are the ones that caught the princess and Myrth and defended us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the other ones were a lot easier to get rid of for
so like
all of us.
And those 2 weren't hurt.
No.
So
They had so much health. It wasn't worth it for us to try and hurt them. I think we kind of decided early.
yeah.
Because we were like, they have so much health. There's not going to be time to take them down with, like you said, we only have 3 turns, and they have so many in a round.
So many turns, yeah.
So
it was boof. But next time we get to talk about what Kayleen and Adon were up to in that time and the carnival.
Yeah, so we'll tell you what was up with them, and then we will all reunite, and then we have a new, very immediate mission.
And then I become a bus.
I just had a really horrible, intrusive thought that was like a bus with like, like the magic school bus that has like a face?
Yes.
But it's like Myrth's face.
Yeah,
and
with like big ears.
Yeah, and I really don't like it.
Anyway, we'll be back to talk about what we're talking about next week. But first,
a word from our characters. Love the show? Of course you do. Want to learn more? I mean, who wouldn't? Well, you've come to the right bard. This is Mercutia's Market with your host, me, Mercutia Claudius Titania Banquo Ulysses Falstaff, and yes, I did make the name myself. If you have questions for your wonderful hosts, or me, or anyone else you've heard on the podcast, but mostly me, email us at queerdicerolls, that's ROLES, at Obroris, that's OBRORIS, archives.com. If you wish, you can send these poor, tired queers the funds for their iced oat lattes through our Ko-fi, Queer Dice Rolls. Be sure to follow us on all your favorite platforms. If you'd like to peruse these or any other links, check out our link tree. This week, we want to thank Kip for being the best podcast pet we could ask for. You're gorgeous, and we love you. That's all for now, but I'll be back next week. Ta-ta! You've been listening to Queer Dice Rolls with Flint and Lena.
This week, we talked about a turning point for the party. Have y'all ever gotten to play at near god levels in D&D or any other TTRPG?
Don't forget to send us a message on Instagram or Buzzsprout. We'd love to hear from you.
The two of us will be back next week with a continuing tale of the Dragon Stunners.
But until then, take this inspiration die, just in case.
Bye, y'all.